Hello guys, today we will learn about 5 most famous kings and emperors of India. So let's start. First of all, we will learn about Emperor Akbar. Emperor Akbar was from the Mughal of the greatest monarchs in the history of India. He was born in 1542 to Mughal Emperor Humayun and Hamida Banu Begum. His father was in exile, hence Akbar was raised by his paternal uncles, spending time hunting, horse riding, playing sword and running, which made him a trained and skillful warrior. He did not. Akbar was a Muslim and one of the most powerful of the Mughal dynasty and built a large empire expanding over most of the Indian subcontinent. Now we will study about Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya Empire, which stretched across Kashmir in the north to Deccan Plateau in the south and Afghanistan and Balochistan in the west to Bengal and Assam in the east. He seized the Macedonian territories and conquered the eastern territories of Alexander's general Seleucus, making him territory even larger. Maurya was one of the most important rulers in the history of India, who is credited with unifying small independent states in India to form a large single kingdom under one administration. A young Chandragupta Maurya destroyed the Nanda dynasty, which ruled most of the northern India. This was quite an achievement for a 20-year-old. Now we will learn about Emperor Ashoka. The spread of Buddhism in many parts of the world is credited to Emperor Ashoka, who was the third ruler of Mauryan Empire. He was also known as Ashoka the Great as he ruled almost the entire Indian subcontinent. He focused on expanding his empire continuously. His reign is considered one of India's most glorious periods. Ashoka went on with his conquests, but had a turn around after his bloodiest and most lethal one at Kalinga. It left him shattered and changed him from a fierce, vengeful ruler to a peaceful and non-violent emperor. The Battle of Kalinga left 1,00,000 soldiers and civilians dead and more than 1,50,000 deported. Today you will find telltale signs of Ashoka's legacy in India. You will see places of meditation called stupas across his large empire, pillars, and the Ashoka Chakra inscribed on many of his relics. Now we will learn about Emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar. Bahadur Shah Jafar was born in 1775 in Delhi. He was the second son to Akbar Shah II and Lai thus was not the first Sikh to take over from his father. He was the last Mughal emperor of India. He was educated in Urdu, Persian and Arabic languages and trained in the military arts of horsemanship, swordmanship, shooting with bow and arrow and with firearms. Two of his teachers exposed him to and made him fall in love with poetry. Jafar would have much rather pursued Sufism, music and literature than politics. Emperor Jafar ruled over a relatively small empire at a time when the East India Company was gaining political power in India. He had very little power over India that had by now broken into hundreds of kingdoms and principalities. Now we will learn about Emperor Krishna Deva Rai. He was the emperor of the Vijayanagara Empire that ruled during the most critical stage of the empire, when many powers were making a bid for it. Krishna Dev Rai consolidated the empire, defeating the Bahmani Sultans and Portuguese, and the Bahmani Sultans, thereby conquering their fortress of Bidhar, Gulbarg, Raichur and Bijapur. He seized and captured the fortress of Udayagiri, Kondavali and Kondavedu. The first few years of his reign were spent averting sieges. Emperor Krishna Dev Rai had a great track record of brilliant achievements and was able to maintain political stability. His success is often compared to that of the greatest empires of Asia and Europe. Today there is only that. Please subscribe to our channel VS Fact. Thank you.